Tom Hiddleston shows off James Bond credentials at the 2022 BAFTAs. Loki star Tom Hiddleston took to the red carpet at the BAFTA award ceremony in London over the weekend and may have just earned his license to kill in an astonishing tuxedo. Hiddleston has helped stake his claim for the iconic James Bond role, absolutely rocking a tuxedo on the red carpet which he walked with partner Zawe Ashton. As the speculation and fan casts keep the rumor mill turning, Henry Cavill, and Hiddleston's fellow Marvel stars Chris Hemsworth and Benedict Cumberbatch, must be looking nervously at Tom Hiddleston, who is fulfilling a simple yet key requirement of the James Bond role, looking astonishing in a tuxedo. Fans are loving their look at the man on the red carpet, wowing the die-hard followers. As handsome as you'd expect from Hiddleston, who has captivated a huge following since his breakout role of Loki in 2011's Thor, before going on to be the scene stealer in The Avengers, and the subsequent Thor sequels. In addition, Hiddleston headlined his own Disney Plus series last year with Loki, which will soon have its second season begin shooting. As for the future of the James Bond franchise, it's unknown what they'll go for next. No Time to Die performed very well at the box office, with Daniel Craig's final outing as 007 grossing $774 million worldwide and receiving positive reviews from critics and fans alike. Though Hiddleston may have also taken note of how Craig felt about the role, which he alleges he wanted to get out of since Skyfall, with his goal of killing off the titular character being known since 2006 to producers. The Batman has already passed Batman Begins at the box office. Christopher Nolan rounded out his acclaimed superhero trilogy with a pair of back-to-back billion-dollar hits, which makes it easy to forget that Batman Begins hardly set the box office on fire when it was released in the summer of 2005. While the gritty reinvention of the Caped Crusader was a million miles away from being a disappointment, many analysts at the time were expecting a film that was instantly singled out as one of the greatest comic book adaptations of all time to fly a lot higher than a global tally of $373 million. Of course, the 10-figure hauls posted by The Dark Knight and The Dark Knight Rises overcompensated in pretty spectacular fashion, but that still doesn't make it any less impressive that Matt Reeves' The Batman has already surpassed the lifetime gross of Christian Bale's debut under the cape and cowl after just 10 days in theaters. Robert Pattinson's introduction as the world's greatest detective dipped just 41% on the domestic front this weekend, and another strong frame overseas has propelled the Batman to a running total of over $400 million. Based on the current trajectory, the atmospheric Gotham City mystery will pass $500 million in a matter of days. There was a lot of chatter in the build-up to release about whether or not the Batman would be able to reach the coveted $1 billion milestone, but if it gets halfway there in less than 2 weeks, it definitely can't be discounted. At the very least, it should end up as the top-earning title starring the iconic superhero that wasn't helmed by Nolan. Uncharted banned in Vietnam for featuring illegal images. Tom Holland's Uncharted may have dropped out of the conversation since being usurped by The Batman as the biggest blockbuster on the planet, but Sony's video game adaptation continues to trundle away nicely. The Spider-Man star's first outing as Nathan Drake has effectively been confirmed as the opening installment of a multi-film franchise by the studio, while the globe-trotting adventure is fast closing in on a worldwide box office haul of $300 million, not a bad return at all by the standards of the last 2 years. However, one place where Uncharted won't be making any money is Vietnam, after the country banned the film on the grounds of contentious images being used as part of a map. Announcing the ban, state media explained why the decision was made to deprive local audiences of the popular hit. The film was banned from distribution after we watched it and found it contained an illegal image of the infamous 9-line. The 9-line is essentially China's heavily disputed claiming of much of the South China Sea as its own territory. Full of bustling shipping lanes and trade routes, parts of the territory have also been claimed by other countries including Vietnam, Taiwan, the Philippines, Indonesia, and Malaysia. The verdict in a 2016 tribunal ruled that China had no legal basis to claim historic rights, but it was ignored before man-made coral reefs and islands entered development. It clearly remains a hot-button issue, though, with Vietnam clearly offended by Uncharted's decision to use the imagery as part of an innocuous scene. Doctor Strange 2 producer speaks out on Iron Man and Illuminati rumors. With the release of Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness just weeks away, the buzz continues to grow at roughly the same speed the rumor mill begins to increase in volume. We haven't heard so much speculation surrounding a Marvel Cinematic Universe blockbuster since the last one, but Benedict Cumberbatch's second solo outing has the potential and probability to deliver even more surprise guests and unexpected cameos than Spider-Man: No Way Home. Premier among them has been the chatter surrounding the potential appearance of an Iron Man variant, played by someone other than Robert Downey Jr. On top of that, Patrick Stewart's voice cameo in the trailer and the presence of several empty chairs behind him has lent serious credence to the prospect of the Illuminati making their MCU debut. In a recent interview with Empire, producer Richie Palmer was asked outright if we can expect either Tony Stark of the Marvel Comics brain trust to show face in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, and he gave exactly the sort of non-committal answer you'd expect from Marvel. As you saw in Spider-Man: No Way Home, some rumors ended up being true, some did not. I would love to see Tony again, but some rumors are just rumors. I will say that I love the Illuminati. But if we ever introduce the Illuminati in the future, it might be more MCU-driven and have some more ties to our characters in the MCU, versus just replicating what's in the comics. Kevin Feige would be proud of the way Palmer doesn't exactly say no, but hardly comes close to confirming anything, either. As always, then, we'll have to wait until Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness hits the big screen before finding out these answers for ourselves. Or at least until the inevitable leaks begin cropping up online. Okay, stay tuned to our channel. I'll be providing you with up-to-date reliable movie news. Enjoy.